Hello, oh brilliant sparks. How are you? Top of the day to you. If you are watching the replay link, thank you so much. Muchas gracias. So glad that you would take time out of your busy schedule to join us for this LinkedIn Live. And I'm so honored that you're here. As you come in, tell us where you're from. We are so excited and elated and enthusiastic that you would be here today. And I just want to say, welcome. Glad you're here. By the mere fact that you are alive today, someone needs you right now. And if you have a job that you love, doing what you do, celebrate that. If you are a person who's in transition right now, looking for that next opportunity, I just invite you to recognize it's not time to give up. It's time to look up, because the reason you weren't born in the 18th century is because you're needed. Oftentimes I'm asked the question, Simon, what keeps you going? And I received an email the other day from a person who said, I read your words and you spoke directly to me. And I was like, what? Amazing. Hey, Tomo, how are you? So happy that you're here. Hi, Tomo. Glad you're here. And hope all is well. Tomo, where you're from? Let me know where you're from. And all of you that are joining, please make sure you post in the chat so I know where you're from, and let me know how you're doing. So I think what really keeps me excited and motivated is when I hear from individuals and they tell me how they're doing, because I remember so vividly 18 years ago, I did the unthinkable. I cashed in my entire 401k with significant Disney stock and took out a line of credit on the house. Hey, Tara Michelle, how are you? Good to see you, friend. And decided to go for it. Hey, Kim Howard, joyful rising. That's right. Absolutely. And decided to go for it. And now here we are 18 years later, and I get to spend time with you, just encouraging you, listening to you, hearing your story. Tammy Dooley, how are you? Hey, Rona Lynn, good to see you. God, Tammy, how long has it been? It's been a long time. I hope you're well. Rona, you're in DC. If you're just joining us, please, ma'am, please, sir, do me a favor. Just post a comment. Let me know where you're from. So let me tell you a couple of things. I just finished doing a LinkedIn Live, YouTube Live with the brilliant Melanie Woods. And what an amazing time that we had together, because we focused on how do you find your spark in your job, for job seekers and for career professionals. Hey, Annette Martinez. Okay, I got to pause just for a second. Annette Martinez is one of the finest human beings I know, because that's right, Annette. It was some 18 years ago when I first left Disney, and Annette was working at State Farm. And I will never forget, Annette, your kindness that you gave me an opportunity to come and share with State Farm. Nobody knew my name. Nobody knew if I could think on my feet. And you believed in me, Annette. So let me just say thank you publicly for your kindness. Melanie, I was just talking about you. Melanie Woods, there you are. Melanie and I, we just Melanie hosted me on her YouTube Live and LinkedIn Live platform specifically for job seekers. And I just so loved the time, and the questions were really, really phenomenal. One of the questions that really kind of hit me was this whole question around how do I think about diversity, equity, and inclusion? And I know we've never talked about it in this platform. Hey, James Clark, how you doing? Clay, hope you're doing well. And someone asked me what my opinion was as it relates to diversity, equity, and inclusion. So I want you to make sure you go and look at that LinkedIn Live, YouTube Live that Melanie and I just did, because you'll kind of get my thoughts around diversity, equity, inclusion. Hey, howdy from Houston. Yvonne, how are you? Hope you're well. Uh, James, we met in Wilmington, North Carolina. Oh, that's so awesome. Thank you so much. So good you're here. As a result, you purchased 2,200 books. Wow, to give to the Boys and Girls Club. James, sir, I honor you. Not only do I remember you, but I appreciate our conversation that day. It's a great conversation. So in the description, you'll see some of the answers that I gave to the questions that Melanie and I received on not just diversity, equity, inclusion, but also for job seekers. Right now, there are so many people in the marketplace looking for a job. In fact, there are 730 million people, and Melanie, keep me honest here. There are 730 million people on the LinkedIn platform. And can you imagine trying to find a job if you don't understand the algorithms, or perhaps you applied and you didn't get a call, and you start to take that personally, you start to internalize that. So let's just be thinking about what we can do. And here's something that I want us to consider. This is Mental Health Awareness Month, right? And I want to find out, how are you doing mentally? Post in the comment. Let me know, how are you doing? And then the challenge that we have for this month. So, over the last few months, first challenge we did was around handwritten notes. Thank you, Melanie, for the correction. 750 million plus and growing, millions every week on the platform. So we had the handwritten note challenge. Everybody stepped up to that. Then we had the recommendation challenge in LinkedIn, where you would recommend somebody. Miss Dixon, how are you? So good to see you, friend. Hey, Nisha, hope you're doing well. But Nisha, overwhelmed. Hold on. Overwhelmed. Okay. Nisha, I see your comment. And that's honest. Pause, hold the phone. I don't think you're alone. I think all of us have been overwhelmed, and there is never enough hours in the day to do everything we need to get done. So I want to invite all of us just to take a deep breath right now, wherever you're sitting, wherever you might be. On 3, take a deep breath. 1, 2, 3. Let it out, okay? Because sometimes when we're overwhelmed, we think we have to do everything. Hey, Jen Graves, good morning, my friend. All right, quickly, it's interesting. I didn't know Jen would be on. One of the most brilliant chief nursing officers in the country is Jen Graves. And Jen, I want to honor you in front of everybody on this platform right now for all that you have done over the last year, especially with your responsibility. She has responsibility throughout the state of Washington, Oregon, and you are a leader's leader. So thank you for being a leader that so many people can follow, and you lead with heart. And most importantly, let me tell you about Jen Graves. What really makes her an awesome leader is her consistency. So thank you for being just a fabulous human being. Ms. Dixon said, I'm fried trying to create. I see this. Hold on. I want to promote that. Try to create content constantly because my leadership wants to hold on. Oh, wow. So that's interesting. Give them feedback that it's not just enough to throw paint against the wall, but it's one thing to create content that is meaningful. And I know you already know this, but yeah, because when you've had a good meal, you know that somebody put love into it. And I know that you are putting your heart and your soul into all that you do. Hey, Phil, hope you're doing well, sir. Thank you so much. James Gorman. That's right. Every day on this side of the grass is a good day. I love this. Megan, we got to promote what James just said. I love that. Safe, sane, and sanitized. James, I love that. People ask me, Simon, how are you doing? Especially mental health awareness month. And I say that I am testing negative and staying positive. That's how I'm doing. What about you? So here's the challenge that I want all of us to embrace. I would like for us over the next few weeks, all right, find one person a week and reach out to them via phone, text, video, FaceTime, WhatsApp, email, however you do that. All right. So that means if there's 4 weeks in the month, one person a week, and just say, how are you doing? And I want to let you know, how can I celebrate your awesomeness? That's it. That's it. How can I celebrate your awesomeness? Now, you're probably saying, Simon, why would you say that? It's because somebody perhaps hasn't celebrated them. Somebody hasn't told them how valuable they are. Why take on this challenge this month, Mental Health Awareness Month? Here's why. Dr. Marie Muzik, M-U-Z-I-K, is professor of psychiatry at the University of Michigan. One of the things she says in her research, her clinical research, is that we as human beings need three things: to be seen, to be valued, and to be understood. And this ability to reach out to one person over the next week to say, how are you doing? And how can I celebrate your awesomeness? And it might just be that phone call. It might just be that text. It's that little thing that becomes like the message in the bottle, the carrier pigeon to the soul, that way to breathe life into them. Because you know the word inspiration, if you went to dictionary.com, one of the entries that would pop up if you put the word inspiration would be to breathe life into. So we want to breathe life into people. If you're just joining, tell me where you're from, post it in the comment, just so that I could acknowledge you. But that's our challenge for the month. Find one person each week and just breathe life into them and celebrate their awesomeness. Why? Because you become the spark for them as we all spring into action. Thank you for telling me how you're doing. How else are you doing, folks? Post it in the comment. Let me know how you're doing. What's going on? And Kim Howard, you're in the ATL. Let me just say something. This whole thing around stop Asian hate. First of all, I'm appalled that we don't recognize human life, human beings. Okay, and so I stand with individuals who have been marginalized. And I would invite all of us to just find a way in our own way to ensure that any human being that crosses our path, be it online, even as we practice physical distancing, that we just honor human life. We honor human beings, especially those who do not look like us, those who perhaps are not from our people group. And we are so much better together than we are apart. So especially as we think about celebrating the awesomeness of everyone over the next few weeks, I'm just asking you to find one person. I think, what do y'all think of that? Give me some feedback. Let me know. Do y'all agree? Do you think, hey, Keith Shaw, hope you're doing well, sir. What do y'all think? You know, especially during this mental health month. All the research says, from the University of California, Berkeley, says that burnout is going to cost companies billions of dollars. The World Health Organization has said it will cost over $1 trillion. It will cost companies over $1 trillion as it relates to mental health and depression and productivity, because some individuals will be stuck, right? And I think to reach out to someone to celebrate their awesomeness, because here's why I say celebrate their awesomeness, is because perhaps no one has valued them this week, this day, this month. And everything that I'm about is how do we uplift humanity? How do we celebrate people? Um, oh, Robert, I'm glad you enjoyed the session with Melanie. It was so good, right? It was so good. So if y'all haven't watched a replay, Melanie Woods and I just did a session on finding your spark in your career, and certainly for job seekers. And Melanie is just brilliant. Can I just tell you? Okay, so the power of the internet. Melanie was on our LinkedIn Live, reached out to me afterward and said, "Hey, would love for you to be on my YouTube Live, LinkedIn Live via StreamYard." And we did it. And we had a quick Zoom call. Never met Melanie before in my life, but we met virtually. And I just could sense her warmth and honesty and kindness. And so we did this event with less than maybe 2 weeks notice, had 750 people register. We just did it about an hour ago, and it was a wonderful experience. And it didn't matter to Melanie what side of the track that I came from. It didn't matter to her what my socioeconomic status was. It didn't matter to her my religious preference. She saw me as a human being, as an individual. And I am so grateful, Melanie, that you reached out to me and our team. So thank you so much. So appreciate you. And the reason I take time to say thank you publicly, and if you're not following Melanie Woods, please follow her. Wonderful human being. Because this is what life is about. It's about connection. It's about showing up in this environment to say, how can I help you? Even if you can't do anything for me, but how do I pay it forward and helping someone else? Okay, so here's the last thing I'm going to say. And so you got the challenge this month. Megan and Jenny, they're going to keep me honest here. So when we come each week, I'm going to ask you, who did you celebrate? Who did you celebrate? What did you say? What did you do? Because we want to learn from you. But here's the other thing that I think that's so amazing. This week is Holy Week. And for those of you, depending on what your faith might be, for those of you who are Christians, this is a big week. And I respect your faith preference, and thank you for joining this platform. And what I really believe in my heart of hearts is I just want to let you know that it's time to resurrect your dream. Yes, resurrect your dream, your next chapter, resurrect your next opportunity. It is time to come out of the grave of hibernation, stand on the stage of exploration, and soar into your destiny. So resurrect your dream, resurrect the possibility of a better tomorrow. And so guess what? We have resurrected a dream. Can I get a what? So I grew up watching Brian Gumbel and Jane Pauley on the Today Show. And whenever I would see Brian Gumbel on the Today Show, or his brother Greg Gumbel, who was a sportscaster, whenever I would see them, I'm like, that is so cool. I want to do that one day. Well, we have been fortunate to now have a new TV show called Spark You. Go figure, right? And it's going to be on the BNC platform. They reach about 50 million households around the United States. It will air on Saturday and Sunday, 9:30 a.m. And this coming weekend, I have three amazing guests. April Castillo is an actress, and she sent me a note, and she's actually on Fox right now in a show that airs weekly. And I interviewed her about her book, Embrace Me. Then there's Kira Cherie, who wrote the book called I Am Not Ruth, and I Am Not Okay. Phenomenal, phenomenal woman out of the Midwest. And then Karen Allen. So I've interviewed them, and they share about relationships from three different angles, right? And here I am, the dude, the guy in the middle, and each segment's really great. But you gotta check it out. It's on VNC platform. We'll be sharing it obviously through social media. But I resurrected my dream, something that literally I've held on to for 40 years. What? 40 years. Yeah, so it's happening. BNC. So just ask your cable provider, BNC, where does it appear on cable television in your area? And we'll be on 9:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time this coming Saturday, and for the next few weeks. So really excited. Just want to share that with you. And our whole purpose of Spark You, the show, is to help you learn and earn so that you can lead the field and lift up others. Can I get a what? And listen, I want to just say thank you to our team, Jenny and Megan, who worked so hard to set this up. So that I can come to you each week and just say hi and check in and everything. So here's what I'm going to say in closing, because this is our lunch and learn, chew and chat. I want to let you know that I celebrate your awesomeness. You are valued. You are seen. You matter. And the world needs you. The reason you are different is so that you can make a difference. John Mason, in his book, An Enemy Called Average, said, most people are born originals, but die copies. I love that quote. And if you haven't read John's book, An Enemy Called Average, great read. But I want to invite you just to remember, when you resurrect your dream, the dream is not about you, but it's about everyone connected to you that needs you to awaken and discover the inner Neo in the matrix called life. So that's what this is all about. So with that said, let me just check in. Let's see. Everybody good? Everybody good? Did I miss anything? Yes, Phil. Okay, so another connection. Phil, thank you for reminding me. And let me just promote this. So Phil and I have known each other a few years now. And he's invited me to be a part of IAEE, you see, the International Association of Exhibitions and Events, because our industry is restarting. I've been in the hospitality industry for 30 years, and we're so excited. I'm going to be the moderator for an exciting panel of brilliant men and women, and that's going to be in a couple of weeks. So really excited about that. And that came because Phil sent me a LinkedIn message. And he said, do you have April 9th available? I said, yeah, si, senor. And so I'm going to do that. It's going to be pretty cool. So really excited about that. Thank you so much, Phil, for that opportunity. And let me just call some names here real quick. Tomo, Tara, Kim, Ronnie, Tammy, Annette, Melanie, Kim, James, Clay, Yvonne, let's see, Fabria, let's see, Nisha, Jen Graves. I just want to let you know I appreciate all of you. I love you, and I believe in you. There's not a darn thing. Melanie, thank you again. Thank you. I just saw your message. So happy that our paths crossed as well. All right. Take care. Have a fabulous day. Remember our challenge. Celebrate the awesomeness of someone else. Just pick up the phone. Text. You can do it right now. Like as soon as this live is over, just say Simon says. You don't have to say Simon says. That would sound a little hokey and corny. But just reach out and celebrate the awesomeness of someone else because you are the spark. You are different, so you can make a difference. All right. Take care, everyone.